Okay, what's going on, everybody? My name is Mang. Welcome back to Mang Plays the Best Games of All Time. We are back on the Sega Saturn. This is the first Saturn game that we're playing that was actually, like, exclusively Saturn. The other Saturn game I think we looked at were just, like, racing games that were ported to it later. So, um... yeah, so the Saturn was released in 94 in Japan, 95 in the rest of the world. And this was the follow up to the Genesis. But obviously, you know, as Sega went on, less and less people were buying the consoles and less games were being made for it. But here we have Nights into Dreams. This is regarded as one of the best games on the Saturn and was developed by Sonic Team, is the name of the development group, who were, you know, a part of Sega. So this is a first-party game, obviously. Sonic Team made Sonic the Hedgehog, but then they went on to make Nights into Dreams. I don't know anything about this game. I don't know how it plays. I've always heard of it as, like, being awesome, but I don't know. I've never played it. I mean, it always seemed kind of like just really anime to me, and it was on Saturn, which is always, I don't know, it's just kind of a weird console. Much like the Dreamcast, I guess. Alright. I mean, let's maybe get some plot. Okay. I assume it's from a manual or something, but every night, all human dreams are played out in Nightopia and Nightmare, the two parts of the dream world. In Nightopia, distinct aspects of dreamers' personalities are represented by luminous colored spheres known as Idea. The evil ruler of Nightmare, Wise Man the Wicked, is stealing this dream energy from sleeping visitors in order to gather power and take control of Nightopia and eventually the real world. To achieve this, he creates 5 beings called Nightmaren, jester-like, flight-capable beings, which include Jackal, Claws, Gulpo, Gilwing, and Puffy, as well as many minor Maren. He also creates 2 level 1 Nightmaren, Knights and Reala. However, Knights rebels against Wise Man's plans and is punished by being imprisoned inside an Idea Palace, a container for dreamers' Idea. One day, Elliot Edwards and Clarice Sinclair, 2 teenagers from the city of Twin Seeds, go through failures. Elliot, a basketball player, is challenged by a group of older students and suffers a humiliating defeat on the court. Clarice, a singer, is overcome by stage fright when auditioning for judges, which causes her to lose all hopes of getting the role. When they go to sleep that night, both Elliot and Clarice suffer nightmares that replay the events. They escape into Nightopia and find that they both possess the rare Red Idea of Courage, the only type that Wise Man cannot steal. Elliot and Clarice release Knights, who tells them about dreams and Wise Man and his plans. The 3 begin a journey to stop Wise Man and restore peace to Nightopia. When they defeat Wise Man and Reala, peace is returned to Nightopia and the world of Nightmare is suppressed. Okay, well that was a spoiler, I suppose, for the end, but I don't know what the fuck that all was anyways. Let's just play the game. Yeah, I mean, like, this is what Sega is putting out as their big first-party game, but Nintendo put out Super Mario 64, where Peach is kidnapped by Bowser again, and you have to rescue her in her castle. That's it. Okay, sure, Knights. Clarice Elliott. I guess we'll play the chick. Maybe that's a big mistake. Spring Valley, the ideal. Oh, shit. What the fuck? What the fuck? Okay, it's a 3D game? Okay. This is Knights? And you fly through rings like Superman 64? And then I got captured? Or no? What is that? That's a bird? What the fuck is that? Okay, I can... Alright. We've got speed. We're bouncing off the fucking walls. Okay. I can go through rings again to get more numbers. This... Okay. I should read the Wikipedia section on the gameplay. Clearly, I do not know what the fuck I'm doing. Okay, I got more things. Should I take them back to this thing? Yes, that was good. Do more of that. Okay, I got this circle, and then I return the circle, and more stuff. Alright, let's stop being confused. Alright, Nights into Dreams is split into 7 levels, referred to as Dreams. The levels are distributed between the 2 teenage characters. 3 are unique to Claris, 3 to Elliot, and each play through an identical final 7th level. Initially, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, blah blah blah, blah blah blah. High score, no one cares about that. Each level is split up into 4 mares set in Nightopia and a boss fight which takes place in Nightmare. In each level, players initially control Claris or Elliot, who immediately have their ideas, spherical objects that contain emotions of hope, wisdom, intelligence, and purity, stolen from them by Wise Man's minions, leaving behind only their idea of courage. The goal of each mare is to recover one of the stolen idea by collecting 20 blue chips and delivering them to the cage holding the ideas, which overloads and releases the orb it holds. If the player walks around the landscape for too long, they are pursued by a sentient alarm clock, which awakens the character and ends the level if it comes into contact with the player. The majority of the gameplay centers on flying sequences, which are triggered by walking into the Idea Palace near the start of each level so that the character merges with the imprisoned knights. Once the flying sequence is initiated, the time limit begins. In the flying sections, the player controls Knight's flight along a predetermined route through each mare, resembling that of a 2D platformer. The player has only a limited period of time available before Knights falls to the ground and transforms back into Claris or Elliot, and each collision with an enemy subtracts 5 seconds from the time remaining. The player's time is replenished each time they return an idea to the Idea Palace. While flying, Knights can use a drill dash to travel faster, as well as defeat certain Reverie enemies scattered throughout the level. Grabbing onto certain enemies causes Knights to spin around, which launches both Knights and the enemy in the direction the boost was initiated. Various acrobatic maneuvers can be performed, including the Paraloop, whereby flying around in a complete circle and connecting the trail of stars left in Knight's way causes any items within the loop to be attracted towards Knights. The game features a combo system known as linking, whereby actions such as collecting items and flying through rings are worth more points when performed in quick succession. Power-ups may be gained by flying through several predetermined links, indicated by a bonus barrel. You receive a grade based on their score at the end of each mare, and an overall grade for the level after clearing all 4 mares. Then you're transported to Nightmare for a boss. Okay. Okay. So the goal is to collect the orbs by collecting blue circle things. I understand now. that's cool. Okay. So it's sort of weird. It's not like a 3D game. Even though it sort of feels like it could be. It's a 2D game. Oh god, why is this D-pad so fucking chunky? Every D-pad I play with, across like 6 different controllers, just shit. I gotta buy another Elite controller. Those are good. Alright, so there we didn't have enough blue circles. So we gotta get more of that. So what throws me off is like the presence of things. Oh, well that's good. That are in the foreground and background. You just can't reach. So now I'm trying to get back to the Idea Palace. Which exists somewhere. There. Got it. Alright, well we understand what we're doing now at least. So now we're on the 3rd mayor. So there's one more after this. The goal is to just collect blue circles. There's an egg, though. Do I want the egg? Oh, I definitely want that. That's a good number of blue circle things. Oh, giant loop. You know, you can see, how it's sort of akin to Sonic the Hedgehog. In the sense of, like, this sort of kinetic energy and just maintaining speed and, like, a rhythm to it. It probably does it better than Sonic, in my opinion. Of, like, maintaining that momentum. Because you are just constantly moving, for the most part. Although, it's also really fucking confusing. Because it's not a 3D game, even though it feels like it wants to be. I think I would like this better with a joystick. This D-pad is no bueno. Oh, why is that so shit? My god, it's like clanking. It's clanking. Oh man, yeah, I'm bad. Okay, well that's all we needed. Oh, that was bad. It's not a great indicator of like where the palace is, but alright, there we go. Boom! Now we go for the boss battle, baby! Now, I'm not sure what we're supposed to do, which is, you know, that's to be expected for a boss battle. Okay, don't touch the tail. Can't imagine I meant to touch the mouth, though. I wouldn't think you want to touch much of it. Do I want to enter its mouth? Oh, drill into his head. Okay. There you go. Eat shit. Whoa! Oh, fuck. So you have health and a time limit. But you lose time and health when you're hit, so I feel like they could just make it so you lose time only. You don't have to worry about health. Now, am I supposed to knock this guy into anything, or am I doing damage. Honestly, I can't really tell. I wouldn't see anything to knock him into. Did I get him? I got him. Alright, that was easy. First night. Now, this game really has never been remastered. Oh, there was a sequel, Knight's Journey of Dreams, but of course it was released on the fucking Wii and received mixed to positive reviews, citing its poor controls, cameras, aesthetic, and general gameplay. That's a pretty big flaw. The general gameplay. Okay, so there was a remake on the PS2 exclusively in Japan. And there was a handheld electronic game released by Tiger Electronics. And it was later ported to the R-Zone. Oh, okay. Oh, it is on Steam. A high-definition remaster is on Steam. Okay, I should have just bought that. I didn't even look. I didn't even think, I guess, that it would be. Okay. I could put on, like, a high-quality filter, but it's fine. Alright, well, let's see a second stage real quick here. Wait, what? Wait, what? What? Did I fail? I died? Oh, okay. Wow, that's so weird. That's rare. Where it kicks you back to the start screen. Okay, fine. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. I pressed the back button. Giving myself more heart attacks. There we go. I could have played as Elliot, but there's no difference. You're playing as knights either way. It's just like a stage select. Alright, so there all my shit got stolen again. Except for my red idea of courage. Can't take that from me. Alright, now we knight. Alright, so we're in a sort of a darker forest. Nice. Well, yeah, I mean, especially with the, like a high-definition remake, or a remaster, I can definitely see why it was a very popular game if you were the type of human to own a Saturn, which most were not. Most were definitely not. Okay. Okay, we got our 20. There'd be. Yeah, man, I'll admit, it's pretty fun. I'm surprised they didn't get more of like a franchise out of this. And again, what was the other game where I said, like, if this was on Super Nintendo or something like that, it would have been a major franchise? I don't know, but if this had been on N64, probably would be have like 7 games in its series by now. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say it's like a perfect game or anything, but there's a lot of it's interesting gameplay. God. Okay, let me just live. No, don't latch on to that. Thank you, that's all I wanted. There it is. There it is. Alright. So, yeah, I guess, long story short, I'll go ahead and say it's one of the best games of all time. Just because, like, at this point, if it's a game that I can pick up, having never played it before, and find enjoyment in it, 20-some years later, then, yeah, it deserves it. There it is. So, props to the Saturn. Now, like I said, this is generally regarded as one of the best games on the Saturn. The other one that I saw that I think gets even more, like, respect, while being even more obscure, is Panzer Dragoon Saga. And, we're gonna get to that in a couple years. That was, like, the swan song for the Saturn. Can I go down here? Ooh, look at this! Oh, that's sweet. So you make the circles to get everything in it. Oh! Almost got a little... Oh, I did get flat in there. Nice. So yeah, Panzer Dragoon Saga, which is an RPG of some kind. I didn't really look into it much, but it's an RPG with, like, robot dragons or something, or maybe they're just normal dragons. I don't know. But anything with Dragoon in the title's gotta be cool, right? Alright, still didn't get him, and we're on a time crunch now. Now, we don't want to go that way. Shit. There. That's not enough, though, is it? It's not enough, man. No, I'm gonna fail. No. Ugh. Oh, and you actually have to platform your way back up. But I can't. No, the alarm clock. Fuck you, alarm clock. You're not the boss of me. Oh, so here's where, like, the 3D element comes in. And you can go into the background. Oh, okay. But, no, I made it. No, I made it. Oh, oh, Knights is done. What? No, he's right there. No, Knights is right there. Oh, fuck you, alarm clock. You can't return. Alright, well then that's pretty much the end, I guess. The alarm clock hungers. So I'm meant to literally go to the thing myself. Alright. Well, that'll do it then. But still, pretty crazy game. Pretty wild stuff, but very cool. Would have definitely enjoyed that as a kid, no doubt. But for now, my name is Mang. This has been Mang Plays the Best Games of All Time with Nights into Dreams. And I'll see you fine folks next time.